Should you buy a home in Delaware in 2025? Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the Delaware real estate market and as well as give my thoughts on the Delaware real estate market now and moving forward. Now, I know it sounds like it's going to be a lot, but I promise you, after watching this, you're going to be able to make a well-informed decision on whether or not moving to Delaware is the right move for you and your family. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Brandon Windom. I'm a realtor here in Delaware, and I help people buy and sell homes here in Delaware. I've lived here my entire life, and on this channel, I talk about what it's like living here in Delaware, Delaware real estate, and basically your one-stop shop for everything Delaware. Now, if you're thinking about potentially buying or selling a home here in Delaware, I love to have a conversation to see if it makes sense for us to potentially work together. So I'll put my info on screen now and again in the description below. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Should you buy a home in Delaware in 2025? Well, truthfully the answer to that is I don't know. Everyone's situation is a little bit different, and depending on what you got going on, you're going to be the one to make that decision. But what I can do for you is give you all the information that you could possibly need to make a well-informed decision. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's just jump right into the market. So first, I want to talk about the U.S. home market as a whole, just so you have a little bit of perspective when comparing it to our numbers here, specifically in Delaware. So as of right now, the median sold price in the U.S. is $427,000, which is about a 6.3% increase year over year. So now for the total homes sold in the U.S., it's going to be about 1.4 million, 1.5 million, which again is a 9.1% increase year over year, which is good news. I mean, if want to be honest, I mean, the more inventory there is, the more likely prices are going to stabilize and not keep rising. Now for the median days on market, it's right around 49 for the U.S. home market, which isn't bad. It's not super fast, what we were seeing like before the pandemic, and it's not super long either. It's, decent. So now that we got those, national home numbers out the way, let's hop right into the Delaware market specifically. So I got a little infographic that I'll put on screen here, and I'll keep up while I'm going through these numbers real quick. So first off, we'll look at the total number of units sold. So in December 2023, that was about 75. And in 2024, that number jumped all the way to 1,172 units, which was a 20% increase. So next is the median sold price. So in December 2023, that was right around $347,000. Next is the median home sold price. In December 2023, that was right around $367,000. Now in 2024, that jumped all the way up to about $386,000, which was a 5.32% increase. Now, the average days on market in December 2023 was 35. And then in December 2024, we saw that jump to 43. So that's actually a pretty good thing. I mean, that was a 25% increase. Now, that's a good thing, I say, because the longer the days on market go means that the homes are sitting a little bit longer. So it kind of gives us a little bit of time to, stack those listings and give more opportunities. So, I mean, what do all those numbers look like? I mean, as far as you as a buyer goes. So, I mean, it's good and bad. So the bad news is that the prices are increasing and the units sold are increasing as well, meaning people are still buying these homes at these higher prices. I know it's shocking, right? But the good news is that homes are starting to sit a bit and new listings are still coming to the market. So with that being said, as more listings and more homes sit on the market, it gives us time to replenish that inventory. And there might be opportunities for, some price reductions or prices leveling off. And we're getting more so to a more balanced market, kind of like what we saw before the pandemic hit. And I mean, it's also just a good thing for buyers in general to be able to look at a home and then not have to put an offer on it 15 minutes after leaving. You can breathe a bit and actually compare, a couple homes to where as though you don't have to just get right out there and put your offer in as soon as you see it or while you're seeing it, it feels like. when the market gets really hot. Now, I actually want to go a little bit deeper because that really doesn't tell the whole story of the Delaware market, because Delaware is very localized when it comes to the real estate market. I mean, overall, Delaware is just super small. It's only 96 miles long. So, 10, 15 miles can really make a difference here in Delaware. So I actually want to go over each county because each county has a little bit of, a different vibe or a different feel to it. Now, there's only 3 counties here in Delaware, so this isn't going to take very long, I promise. So first off is Newcastle County, which is our northernmost county and our most populated county. And it's home to such cities such as Wilmington, Newark, Middletown. I've done videos on all those cities, so feel free to check them out on the channel. So Newcastle County overall has a faster pace, and it's usually sought after by people who want to have that close relative location to our surrounding states, such as like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, DC. And it's usually because they have family members in those states, or they may be moving from those states, but they still want to be close. And they just, people just overall want a more, faster pace and denser suburban style living for the most part. So let's go over some of these numbers in Newcastle County. So the median sold price in Newcastle County in December 2023 was $349,950. Now that same number in December 2024 increased to $350,000. So not that big of an increase. And as we're looking at the days on market here, in December 2023, it was 21. And in December 2024, it increased to 28. So that's a little bit more encouraging that we're seeing those numbers go up. So meaning that, there's opportunity there. You can actually see some houses, and it's not going to be gone as soon as you look at them. And I'll put the other stats on the screen, and you can look at some of the other stats that they have here, as well as pending units and active inventory, which it both increased year over year, which is a good thing, meaning that there's more inventory to choose from, and it's sticking around. So the next county we're going to talk about is Kent County, and that's going to be right in the middle of the state. It's our least populated county, and it's home to cities such as Smyrna, Dover, Magnolia, and Felton. And again, I've done videos on pretty much all those cities as well, so feel free to check them out on the channel. And I mean, the overall feel of Kent County is more of a sparsely suburban feel with, it can be a little rural at sometimes, but mostly feels like, a pretty spaced out suburbs. Now, a lot of people tend to choose Kent County because their dollar goes a little bit further there than it would in Newcastle County. And there's also an abundance of new construction being built in Kent County, and just newer homes in general because it has been built up. And with that, it does have a little bit, being less populated, does have a little bit of a slower pace, but it's still close enough if you do want to, travel to some of the outside states or just be close to Newcastle County. Not very far. Like I said, the state's only 96 miles long. So let's jump into these numbers. In December 2023, it looks like the median sold price was right at $305,000. Now in December 2024, that price jumped up quite a bit, and it jumped up to $350,000 in December 2024. Now again, let's look at the days, the average days on market. So in December 23, it was about 35. And then in December 2024, that jumped up to 48. So again, kind of like the trend you see here is that overall in Delaware, that these days on market is going up a bit. So meaning that houses are sticking around a little bit longer, and we're starting to build some of that inventory that'll get us towards that more balanced market. So again, I'll put that infographic on screen again so you can look at some of the other numbers, because I just don't want to go through all of them, because me just throwing around numbers all in all, I mean, I know it gets boring, so I'm trying to save you from that. So on there, one stat that you can look at in particular is the units sold and the new listings, and those have gone up as well year over year, so another good sign. Now finally, we have the last county, which is Sussex County. So Sussex County is going to be our biggest by actual land size. And the overall feel or vibe of Sussex County, I would kind of split it between two different, very different feels, because When you're talking about on the eastern coastline, you're going to have, the beach cities. You're going to have our crown jewel of Delaware, which are our beaches. So you're talking about things such as Dewey, Rehoboth, Lewis, Milton, Ocean View, and just like kind of that, real laid back beach style living. But then on the western side of Delaware, closer to that Maryland line, you're going to get a little bit more of that, very rural farmland type vibe. And that's going to be, cities like Bridgeville, Laurel, Seaford, and Delmar, where you're going to get a lot more of that rural, like farmland and just very spaced out living. Now let's just look at the numbers here in Sussex. So in December 2023, so that median sold price in December 2023 is right around $445,000. And in December 2024, that jumped to $460,000. So an increase, but nothing, astronomical. But again, you can see why, the prices are so high down in Sussex, because you have a lot of that beach, that beachfront, and they're going to be higher, but then you kind of have it leveled out a bit by that more rural living. So that's where you get like that 400. I mean, Sussex is our most expensive, median price by far. Now you can look at the days on market again. So in December 2023, it was 49, and then in December 2024 it was 55. So again, I'll put those stats up on screen so you can just look at some of the different stats, or if there was a specific stat, if you're a numbers geek and you want to like actually see it, you can see it there. Now, with all that being said, what is my take on the Delaware market moving forward here in 2025? So I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be more so pretty much the same. I do think prices will continue to rise. Now, I don't think it'll be anything, astronomical or crazy, but I do think they will continue to rise. And it's just because the growing popularity of Delaware in general. I mean, we were just rated the #1 place to retire, and just the mass exodus I'm seeing of people from our surrounding states just because they're trying to escape those high prices, like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and DC. People are seeing the prices here and they're saying, well, hey, they're either selling their homes where they were, taking all of that money and that bag of cash coming here to Delaware, or maybe they haven't bought yet because it's just too unaffordable in there, in those cities, and then they come here instead. And because of that, I just don't see the demand slowing down while there is a bunch of new construction and development happening, and as well as, like people selling. It's just not enough to keep up with demand. And until, this is basic supply and demand. I mean, until demand exceeds supply, these prices are going to keep rising or at least stay level. So as far as, do I think you should buy in Delaware in 2025? I mean, my philosophy is a saying I heard a long time ago from people much older and wiser than myself. And they said the best time to buy a house was yesterday. Now, I know everyone's going to say, well, you're a realtor. He's supposed to say that, or he's going to say that. And I'm going to admit it, I am a little bit biased. I wholeheartedly believe in the Delaware market here. I have multiple properties myself, and I own my home here in Delaware and own multiple homes here in Delaware. So obviously I believe in the Delaware market. But with that being said, I'll let you look at this U.S. home price market, this U.S. home price graph as of the last 60 years, and you see how this graph looks. The prices only go up. And just another thing to, kind of give perspective, or just give you something to think about, is that if you look at this graph at when everyone generally believes the worst time to buy a house was, which was in 2008, if you look at it, if you were one of those people that bought that house in 2008, you are patting yourself on the back right now, because that was probably the best decision you could have ever made. Because like it's saying in the stock market or anything else, it's not about timing the market. It's about your time in the market. And if you bought in 2008 and you looking at your home price right now, it's probably doubled or maybe even tripled, especially here in Delaware. With that being said, if you've made up your mind and Delaware is the right place for you, I have tons of videos explaining, the numerous cities and things you need to know here in Delaware, as well as I showcase some of the communities here in Delaware as well. And I'll put those videos right here.